Hello everyone. How are you? It's been a quiet week on Hindsight 2020. Everyone's out living their lives. Don't worry folks, business as usual right here. How am I managing to appear to be the most reliable one? I've come so far. I wanted to share with you guys one of my main focuses for this year that's kind of been building up for a while. I've always been into music. I've been playing instruments since I was a kid. There's this system that Cardiff has that I know a lot of other places in the UK do because I've spoken to friends about it. But basically, you have these teachers that go around loads of the local schools teaching specific instruments in groups or one-on-one. And you pay like a very, very reasonable price for it and you can borrow the instruments that they have so you don't have to own one. And that is the reason that so many people I know can play an instrument because they had that. It's really good for people who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford to learn an instrument, or even really good for like children to be able to sort of test out different things before they find something they like. And so through that, when I was little, I wanted to play the saxophone, but at first they said I was too little, I wouldn't be able to hold it. So I started on the clarinet because it's got like a similar mouthpiece, and then eventually graduated to the saxophone, and then eventually got my own saxophone. Then, because I played wind things generally, they needed a bassoon, so they made me learn the bassoon, and I had to take like a saxophone and a bassoon to school. I had a little trolley for it actually. I'm doing that impression, but that absolutely wasn't what I did. It was just like a very, very slow wobble. So I did that, and music was just always a part of my life. But for some reason, I've never, ever shared it online. I say for some reason as if I don't know the answer. It's because I'm terrified that everyone's going to say I'm shit. It's a possibility. Maybe I am, but I'm going to have to get over that someday. But it's been a journey. Most friends I have in real life know that I do music because I'm always just, I was going to say whittling away on the guitar. Whittling? Let's go chop some lumber, whittle a little guitar out of it. But I'm always playing things and singing things, and then I just never share that publicly because I'm terrified. I can't even really play properly in front of friends. I'm just too self-conscious. And it's been something that's been really annoying for me because I've made YouTube videos for a long time and I really, really want to share that. But I just can't get over that barrier. One of the reasons that I tell myself I shouldn't share it is because I'm not good enough. And then in part, that's true. Because I have that same issue that a lot of people have. When I'm not immediately good, I kind of get disheartened and give up. It's that really stupid thing. Like, if you have access to a guitar, for example, and you just pick it up and keep playing, you'll get better. Like, it's just a fact. And sometimes I get that mini epiphany. I'm like, oh my God, I, as an able-bodied human, can just go and get an instrument and teach it to myself. That's fucking incredible. So why the fuck am I not doing it, you know? When my sister went travelling when she was like 18, 19, I was still at home and she left her guitar in her room. So I took it from her and I just like taught myself. I'd listen to songs and then I'd pluck each string by string and figure out a chord. 1 second. I know you know what a guitar looks like, but just for reference. Okay, so for the record here, the tuning peg on the high E came off a while ago. I haven't bought a replacement for it yet. So the guitar has to be tuned to whatever that string is tuned to, which is fine playing just me, but if anyone has perfect pitch, you're going to hear that it's a fraction of a semitone off, and I can only apologise. So I'd listen to a song that I wanted to play and I'd hear like this tone. How do I make that happen? Construct it like that, which was great because it meant I was like figuring stuff out really organically. But it was really bad after a while because I got to the stage where I knew how to play stuff, but anytime I tried to learn stuff from other people, I couldn't read tab. I couldn't remember the names of them. I felt a bit like Phoebe in Friends when she's like, the claw. That was me.
I don't know the actual names of the chords, but I made up names for the way my hand looks while I'm doing them. This is bear claw, turkey leg, old lady.
And then I'd look at stuff that was maybe within my ability, but because I wasn't speaking the language that all these people were speaking, I got kind of disheartened and couldn't do it. And then I just wouldn't practice. I'm still the same standard at guitar as I was when I taught myself when I was like 14. And that really annoys me. I could sit down for a while and try and learn something. If it sounds vaguely like the song, if I got it to the stage where I could just strum the chords instead, I'd do that and sing along to that. So it was kind of a laziness. I was just overexcited about the idea of being able to play a song that I didn't learn how to play it properly. So basically for the past few years, but particularly this year, I'm really trying to work towards rectifying that. So one of the things that I'm doing is I'm picking up my guitar and I'm picking songs that I reckon every 12-year-old who was learning guitar probably would learn over their first year and just trying to teach myself them right from the beginning. In the same way, I had like one of those old electric Yamaha keyboards and I made myself go back to basics and like do scales so my fingers could get familiar doing movements across the keys again. And I started doing that on piano about 6 months ago and I've massively improved and I've been really enjoying it. And for the first time in my life, I can like sit down and play for hours and feel myself getting better and push myself to repeat things over and over and over until it's in there. And I'm really, really enjoying it. And it's kind of reawoken that thing in me, realising that I fucking love music more than anything else in the world. I've always loved music. I've always loved writing and playing music, but I wasn't realising how therapeutic it could be for me because for a while it was just like an outlet for sad things. So recently getting back to playing music just for like absolute joy, and it's so nice and it's like really therapeutic for me. It's like meditation. I never feel as at peace as I do when I'm playing the piano, and I never thought I'd be someone who's like, I fucking love the piano. But I really do, guys. I just really fucking love the piano. I think the reason that I can progress in the piano is because, right, don't shit on me here, real piano players, but because the piano is fundamentally, like, easy, when you press a key, it makes the correct sound, you know? And when you press the right keys together, it will sound like the song you're playing. Obviously, you can play that song to a much higher quality with skill, with the ease at which you move across the piano, the dynamics that you can put in by the weight you put on the keys and stuff, but fundamentally, like, the notes are correct. I guess right on the other end, you'd have something like violin. It takes a lot of skill to make it sound correct, and I think the guitar lies somewhere in the middle. It's been so long since I've played guitar regularly that my fingers are really weak. So one of the things that holds me back is that I go to play and then my little fingers get sore after 15 minutes and I stop. But that's not how you build the calluses back, is it, Kim? Fucking listen. So over 2020, something that I've kind of started to do, but really need to push myself more with the guitar, is just to force myself to practice again and again. The first song that I've picked to learn from, like, the list of basic songs that every white boy would learn on the guitar is Blackbird. And I can't do it yet because I just can't do it. And also, just realised I was about to demonstrate, and I also haven't practiced it in 2 weeks, so... No. There we go. I also found that I seem to find it much harder to pluck different rhythms, and I googled, I was like, common mistakes people make with guitar. And I found that I anchor, like I use these two fingers to anchor so that when I'm strumming, I'm doing this, and it's really limiting because then you've kind of just got this sort of movement, and when you need these fingers to come in, they get a bit lost. So I'm trying to retrain the way that I taught myself. Where am I going with that? That's the one. Hold the line caller. Nope. It's in there, you know? On the piano, I find it really easy to sit down for hours, and if I'm not getting a particular phrase of a song, I can just repeat it over and over again until it improves. And with the guitar, I just can't do that. So I'm trying to assess why that is. And part of it is that on the piano, I improve so quickly because it's instant reward. Because basic piano is easy, but basic guitar is still quite hard, if that makes sense. So throughout this year, I think this will be a good way to check if I'm listening to myself and actually practicing. I could give you weekly finger callus updates. Look how dented by the strings they already are. Look how pink they look, actually, more importantly. Am I all right? So what I'm going to do right now is, you've seen me play that having not touched the guitar for like 2, maybe even 3 weeks. I'm going to practice for just 15 minutes, just over and over again, to see if the improvement is noticeable. Hold the line caller. Okay, 15 minutes has passed. I have gotten better. Another thing I'm trying to do is make sure that I don't look too much at the guitar when I play it, because I think beginners, it's really easy to fall into the trap of playing like this, but I want it to be something that I feel how to play, not something that I see how to play. Yeah, see, I just think that's such a noticeable improvement. I'm still not good at it, but 15 minutes is such a small amount of time. So if I could just practice for like half an hour every day, obviously I would get better. Hopefully having this as like something to show for it might help me really actually ingrain that in my head for once. At some point last year, I was driving near the prison in town. Don't know why you need to know exactly where I was, or that there's a prison in town, but there you go. I was trying to find something nice on the radio, and I changed the channel, and a song came on that, like, in that moment was the most beautiful song I'd ever heard in my life. And afterwards, the lovely radio people told me that it was Resta Con Me, which is like super famous. I'd heard it before, but there was just something about that moment that really got me. And so that was the first time that I decided to get that keyboard out. I went back home and I brought up a YouTube tutorial and I just started playing it. And because it was a song that I connected to so much, I found it really easy to stick at it. And now that I've got a nicer keyboard, it sounds lovely. I can actually put dynamics into the song, and I'm getting better at it. So that's where I'm at. And the plan is eventually to be brave enough to put music on YouTube. It's been building up for 9 long years. thank you for listening to my mind, everyone. Bye.